When we heard about Mussolini at that time, the population where we lived believed that he was doing good. They said that the railroads were running well, there was no poverty. Now, whether it was true or not, that's another question. This is what they heard, and that's what they were talking about. And based on that, people approved of Mussolini.
What Mussolini promised the Italians and what he promised is not what they got. Mussolini's socialist roots were, by definition, always there. And so when he talked about what he called corporatism, this was supposed to be a sort of third way, different from socialism and certainly Bolshevism on the one hand, and also different from capitalism on the other. This would be a third way, and it would reconcile labor and capital. It would be a kind of national socialism, the same concept that the Nazis used. Mussolini more specifically promised through the system of corporations set up by various spheres of economic activity would represent labor, would represent capital, and then the national interest would be represented. Now, in fact, it often favored the national interest and the management owner's interest more than that of labor. You can also see evidence that Italians began to have increasing doubts about the regime in the late 30s. And when war actually came, when Mussolini got out on the balcony to proclaim that Italy now was going to war, I have a letter written in 1953 that the response of the crowd in the Piazza Venezia on the 10th of June 1940 to Mussolini's declaration of war was so quiet, silent, so unenthusiastic that this American said he knew the man who did the dubbing work on the newsreels to put in the cheers to support the entrance into the war that were clearly not there when it actually happened. So maybe that tells us something about the anxiety of Italians, their lack of fascist ardor for going into the war. And the war, of course, would prove to be a disaster for Italy and for Italians.